I also greatly enjoy getting to interview a general education teacher on the subject of special education because they provide a different view than a SPED teacher, a different unique view because they are more focused on content area, and I did find that this teacher's answer is more aligned with teaching content than dealing with people and their needs. So one thing I already knew was that in the general education classroom, the disabilities that you most likely see are learning disabilities such as dyslexia, dyscalculia, ADHD, and that is what this teacher reported, that is mostly what she sees in her classroom, and that is what she thinks is the most prevalent in her school. One thing that surprised me was the lack of coursework in the lack of coursework for pre-service teachers in the field of special education. I think this is something that needs to change. I think that gen ed teachers need to receive coursework in special education because that is something they will deal with in their classroom. I would love to take more if I am able to, and would love to take more if I get my master's. I think it's very interesting. One thing I'd like to learn more about is the teacher that I interviewed was able to give me some very practical ways of like accommodating work. She talked about how with those worksheets where students have to rewrite the entire sentence, just having students with dyslexia just rewrite the part of the sentence that needs to be fixed, or just like do the little marks to fix the sentence and not having to write it all the way out again, because that does take time and that is time consuming for them and not fun for them. So I would just have questions about more like super practical accommodations for students in the classroom to help them, because those are things that you often don't think about that can be very helpful for students. Overall, I think the information that I learned today in this interview will be very beneficial for me in the future as I become a teacher and have my own classroom. It just gave me a perspective on what it's like in the classroom teaching, especially in relation to children, special education children, children with special needs, children with learning disabilities, because that is a big part of the teaching job. Overall, it was a great experience getting to interview these teachers.